You know, we don't mass, of course. I mean, that's usually everybody. We certainly do confession, although we'll get into this more when we talk about it. In the beginning, it was not so. It wasn't done that way. That actually didn't start happening until about the 9th, 10th century. It used to be public. Marriage, you know, a lot of folks tend to do that pretty publicly, but you know, some folks do that pretty privately. Anointing of the sick, most of the time when people receive that pretty privately, but a couple times a year I'll do it during Mass. And it's a communal celebration. In baptism, most people, Father, I don't really want to go up there in front of everybody, you know, and let's just do it after Mass. Well, okay, you know, I don't want to torture you or anything. But the point here is that sacraments, ideally speaking, these are supposed to be celebrations of the whole Christian community. You know, the whole church. That they're to be celebrated. In other words, this is a joyful thing here, folks. You know, that's what celebrations are about. You know, God's invisible grace is being made visible right here, man. I mean, look at it. It's happening. This is to be, you know, and that healing's coming upon, you know, Joe there. You know, he's been battling cancer or whatever. He's receiving that anointing of the sick, you know. Wow. Wonder what God's doing for Joe. Or the idea is they really are a celebration by the whole community. Ideally. Even if it makes Mass last slightly longer. It's supposed to be a joyful celebration. You know, if we're 5 minutes later to lunch, so what? You know, so what? In light of the reality that's happening here. Okay? Know that I really have much else to say about sacraments in general. Any questions about that or anything else that we've gone over so far? You can ask them. You know, I'm not going to get mad or be offended or anything. Yes, sir.
Can you not get them all of them?
I'm sorry?
Can you just like not get them all the sacraments? Because no, one of them's like matrimony and then the other one's like holy order. Like,
yeah, obviously you can't get both.
Yeah,
yeah, right. Yeah, typically a person will, we don't receive 6. That's true, you know, because you don't receive marriage and holy order. That wasn't always the case either, frankly. That didn't come about until the 11th century. But until then, priests and bishops could be married. And in the Eastern rites of the Catholic Church, they still can.
Father Higgins did them all. Father Higgins did them all. His wife died and then he became a priest.
Is that right? Of course, when his wife died, he was married.
No, but not at the same time. But
yeah, you're right. Okay, well, yeah, there are certain cases that, yeah, that's true.
We have a position in Evansville that he is, if his wife ever dies, then he is to become, he is a deacon, and so.
And he wants to become a priest. That's true. There are certain people, they receive all 7. That's true.
Something that always confused me is so when you become a nun or a sister,
Mm-hmm.
That's not really a sacrament because
No, it's
the
not.
Holy Orders is only priesthood. But I didn't know that until just like maybe 5 years ago or so. So there's not really, it's just a,
It's not
Occupation,
the
I guess?
sacrament of holy orders, no.
right.
But it's just as serious of a commitment.
Do the monks in the monasteries, do they receive, are they deacons, or they just decide to
Well-
live that way and,
It
And
depends.
some of it is.
If they are ordained a priest, then they receive the sacrament of holy orders. If they do not, then that's called a brother.
okay. It's not a, okay, that's what I was wanting to know.
Because a deacon has received the first degree of holy orders.
I have a question.
Yes.
If these two are being baptized, and they'll receive, when will they be confirmed? They'll be confirmed at Easter,
And first years.
but they'll receive penance here in a few weeks, right? Or not?
No, closer to Easter.
Be closer to Easter, okay.
Yeah, because we don't re-baptize people. They're validly baptized, it's done, as far as we're concerned. And we'll explain why more next time we meet. We'll talk about things. Baptism is the next topic up. Anything further back that you have questions about? You know, that kind of puzzled you or wondered about or wasn't too sure about? Okay.
I have a question. You
Yes.
said that years ago, priests were able to be married. So
Yes.
what changed it? What decided to change?
Even when they could, many of them opted not to. And it was seen as a way of giving oneself more fully in service to the church, and also more fully imitating Christ, because he wasn't married. And so many people, for those reasons, didn't marry anyway. And so it's really a case of by the 11th century said, well, all right, then let's just go ahead and make it official.
Well, if Jesus was the one that started the sacraments in the first place, and he wasn't married, then why was it ever made that they could?
Well, he chose Peter, who was married, because there's a story where he healed his mother-in-law, you know. So evidently we'll have to ask him. I don't know. He just chose not to
I
impose that.
never really thought about it before.
So was that at one of the councils, like, that came about, like, I don't know, what Vatican Council or Nicaea?
Oh, no. It could have been, but I'd have to look that up to know if that was or wasn't. You got your hand up back there?
She's talking about something.
No, I was explaining something to them, I'm sorry. I
Oh,
called them
okay.
names.
Boy, is he, I mean,
I was explaining confession to them, like what it is.
Okay.
He was asking what all he would have to confess when he goes to confession. Like everything back to the child, I'm like, no, Brad. I'm trying to explain to him. He's like getting paranoid about it over here.
We'll talk about all that coming down the pipe here.
That's why it's private.
You know, the very first time we met, I mentioned to you about the process of Rcia, the different phases of it, and some of the rites. I know some of you were here and some of you weren't. Even if you were, you know, it might be a distant memory by now. But the first leaflet in your in this new set of them that I gave you last week, or some of you just got them tonight. The first one deals with that.